Vizzutti on the trombone. That was an arrangement of a very familiar, great standard called Yesterdays, and it was actually arranged by a gentleman who's actually coming out in a week for the inauguration of the new president, Len Jessup of UNLV, and his name is Dennis McCrell. He's an alumni of UNLV. He was a member of the Joe Williams Everyday Foundation Board. He was the director of the Count Basie Band for years. He recorded with Maria Schneider, and is a great composer and arranger in his own right, as you just heard. And it also featured Colin Woodford there on the drums now. You saw him leading Jazz 3. Good. Okay. At this point, I'd like to bring, it's quite appropriate, we have a new member of our UNLV faculty, and her name is Dr. Jennifer Beller, and she just graduated recently from the Eastman School of Music, where I met Alan Vizzutti when I was there doing my master's. She's a PhD in composition, and she's now on the faculty here at UNLV teaching theory and composition. But when she was at Eastman, and she actually won the Downbeat Magazine International Award for the best original composition for the big band. And we're going to have her come up right now, and she's going to direct a piece that she wrote. I thought it was quite appropriate. It's a wonderful piece. She's won many awards internationally. She's going to conduct her own piece and kind of dedicate this to Alan Vizzutti, who lives in Seattle. And I don't know if you want to tell them about what it was inspired. You can if you want, or conduct it. But it's a wonderful piece, and it's called Seattle Sky, so we hope you like it. skies. Beautiful piece. We're going to bring out our guest artist in about 30 seconds. Again, thanks again for coming tonight. This is the end of the season here at UNLV as far as the jazz concert series in the spring is concerned. But again, we have the concert in May. I think it's May 13th, the second Wednesday, with the Jazz Vocal Ensemble and Ron Henley's Jasmine Group. So that's a free concert, 7 p.m. at the Flamingo Library. And if you want to get on our database for the next season and upcoming concerts and you haven't done so, just put your name and your email on a program, or if you don't have an email and you have an address, whatever you have, put it on the program, hand it out to the ushers on the way out, and we'll put you on the database. And that way you'll get the, my wife sends out the email blast for each one of the concerts, so you'll know what the upcoming concerts are. Before we go on, I want to say one thing. So for some of our students, this may be one of their last concerts, or maybe their last concert. There's some seniors here. Some of them are going on to their masters very intelligently. Some of them aren't, or whatever they're doing, or going and playing. But I want to acknowledge our seniors, so I don't know how to do this other than let's have them stand. And if you're not a senior, maybe you crouch down or something. So all the seniors, please stand. Carlos Monte-Alvarez, winner of Outstanding Soloist at the Modern Generation Jazz Festival. And also the winner of the Gabby Outstanding Performance for his arrangement of World Blues. Keaton Martin, fantastic saxophonist. He came here, went out on the road with some cruise ships, came back, finished his degree, wonderful player. Nick Vizzutti, you heard from on trombone, outstanding trombonist. He subs frequently on the Showstoppers show. You can hear them mostly when it's Showstoppers. Let's see who else. Austin Pooley on the drums. Fantastic. Composer, arranger, drummer. You can also hear him at the East Side Lounge playing at the Encore Hotel. He's got a steady gig playing for Michael Monge, a fantastic singer. So if you want to go say hi to him, he's there. But I think he's going to pursue his master's. And he's also a wonderful composer and arranger, besides being a fantastic percussionist drummer. And who else do we have? Let's see. Jason Corpus on the piano, fantastic pianist. Also arranger, composer. And I think he might be going to his masters. He's playing around town all the time. You know, we've sometimes changed the lessons around because he's playing or I'm playing somewhere. And that's the kind of problem we want to have. He's so in demand. Fantastic pianist. Let's see. Summer, are you a senior? Not really, she's not close, not yet. Okay, you're just standing to the bass. Let's see, anybody else? Jorge, you're close, but right? Very close. Otto Ely, where's Otto? Is he still here? Here's 9 years, Otto Ely. He's a perpetual senior, but very soon, within, I think about a year or less, I'm going to have to call him Dr. Otto Ely. So. And he used to call me Mr. Lowe, but I'll have to call him Dr. Ely very soon. Thank you. Also want to acknowledge our fine faculty we have here. You know, we have an outstanding faculty. I've talked about Nathan, who's playing with the Las Vegas Philharmonic tonight. And we have had, over the past 15 years, Tom, 16 years? 16 years. One of the great jazz bass players in the world. I happen to be able to call him one of my best friends, and I would have been here if it would have been for him. Thank you, Tom. But one of the great bass players, and he is retiring this year, and he's going to be moving with his wife to the beautiful New Zealand, where you can go visit him. He'll invite all of you down to his place, I'm sure of it. He's got a big house there, right, two blocks from the beach. So we're going to be having many celebrations and parties. But we want to please everyone acknowledge and send Tom Warrington off with our kindest regards. Tom Warrington. These are enormous shoes to fill, and they actually can't be filled. But we are going to be starting a search all next year for a full-time position in the Jazz Studies program. We've been assured of that with the progress that we've made and the wonderful awards and accolades. So we'll find a wonderful replacement, but it won't be Tom. Tom's one in a million. So if you get to pick up any of his CDs, he should be selling them tonight. They're just world-class, phenomenal. Anyway, thanks, Tom. Now, I am now going to bring out our wonderful jazz artist, trumpet artist in residence, Mr. Alan Vizzutti. selection. A lot of people think that Duke Ellington wrote it. Actually, it was his collaborator, who, no, it wasn't. It was one of his collaborators, but it was one of his trombonists, Juan Tizo. And we've got a certain prize if you can tell me at the end of the concert, on the way out, tell me what instrument he played. Okay, don't shout it out now. Many of you know what it is, but you have to be very specific, and tell me the exact type of instrument that he played. So, and he was the one that wrote the song, and I don't know if I said I think you all know what it is. We're going to feature the great Vizzutti. This is an arrangement by Tom Kubis, I believe.
I'm a senior.
Are you a senior? Another senior! Oh, so am I.
I get discounts at the movie.
Are you AAA also? Double A. Oh, nice.
I only make 2 A's.
Okay, I got the doubles. All right, here we go. This is a famous song. Maybe you recognize it. Senior. Vizzutti on the trumpet. Kevin Baker on the also throwing on the heat. Boy, that's a great. Again, on the way out, there's a prize for whoever can tell me who wrote that. But you can't use your no Wikipedias and no phones and all that stuff. They should be off in a concert, right? Off position. Not even on. We don't like texting. We don't like all that stuff. Listen to the music like Mr. Vizzutti said. This is a.
Texting while improvising is very dangerous.
It's dangerous. Texting while improvising. Yes, it is. I've heard that. Multitasking. Okay, so this next this next composition is by Nathan, who isn't here tonight. It was commissioned by Carolyn Freeman, who was the president for a long time for for Las Vegas Jazz Society, now known as Vegas Jazz. And she actually commissioned Nathan to be the sole person authorized to do arrangements of her late husband's material. And Russ Freeman was one of the really innovators and shapers of West Coast jazz. He was the pianist for Chet Baker and wrote a lot of songs and a lot of wonderful work with Shelley Mann. And he had a lot of his compositions for small groups. Well, Nathan has done 2 complete CDs of his works for big band and sometimes big band with strings. And this is one that we're going to offer right now. This was for Russ Freeman. And it's going to feature wonderful Alan Vizzutti on the flugelhorn. And it's called Peace for Russ. for Russ, Alan Vizzutti. Sarah Walton on the French horn over there. A beautiful solo. Wonderful. Great job. On the recording that Nathan did, I remember Bobby Shue got off the plane, got right to the UNLV recording studio, and I didn't see him warm up at all. I know he does, but I didn't hear anything. Tuesdays. He warms up on Tuesdays. And he played it first take, and it was amazing, but I'll tell you, what Alan just did was equally amazing. Incredible. Alan was and beautiful. Absolutely.
One of our colleagues at Eastman is Jeff Tyzik, who is now one of probably the premier pops conductor, one of them in the United States today for pops orchestras. He's a tremendous composer and writer. He was a colleague of ours at school. And you don't often think of orchestra conductors as people who write jazz charts as well. And this is actually one of Night in Tunisia, one of Dizzy Gillespie's famous signature tunes, right? This an arrangement by the great Jeff Tyzik, who used to play and has jazz albums out on trumpet. He doesn't play trumpet anymore occasionally. And he's writing amazing music. I hope you can check that out also. But anyway, this is an arrangement of Jeff Tyzik's composition. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm happy to stick my nose out in the lobby afterward if anyone wants, like Trumpet Geeks, want a little signature on a program or on a CD. Those CDs are the little things that you stick in the machine. And beautiful music comes out, or you can use them as a coaster or a frisbee. They're really cool, and nice pictures and everything, yeah. Instead of whatever. So thank you so much for joining us and supporting this band. Thank you, Dave, for having me.
Tunisia. Can't thank Alan enough. Thank all of you for your support. Stay in touch. Put your name. Don't forget to put your name on the programs and pass them on the way out. And May 13th, Wingo Library. And pay attention to Las Vegas. Join Vegas Jazz. Look on the website. There's fabulous events going all the time, constantly, and you can look on the website and find them. But again, thanks again for coming this evening and joining us in our Spring Jazz Festival. Thanks again, and we're sure you're going to like this one. Jeff Tyzik's arrangement of A Night in Tunisia.